Hey guys, welcome back to the Joseph podcast.
You go.
I'm Tamara.
And I'm TJ.
Welcome back, you guys. We hope that you've been enjoying all the other episodes that we've put up. And yeah, we're ready to go. We're going to be talking about everything is bigger in Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean? What does that look like?
It's metaphorical and it's literal.
Yeah, quite
Literally,
literally
Texas is huge. Um,
huge.
so I guess building on some of the things we've spoken about, um, moving, transitioning from different parts of the world, you being in different parts of the states, being in Texas, it's like in a league of its own. So
Like larger than life.
yeah, yeah.
Very,
So some quick stats for my Nigerians out there. You can fit the whole of Texas. No, correction. You can fit the whole of Nigeria inside Texas, I believe. And if you added a little bit of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma is tiny. So you can literally fit almost the whole country of 200 plus million people inside Texas.
220, by the way.
220.
Can you
Okay,
imagine?
I can. I can. After the so-called Dirty December, I'm sure it'll be 221.
I know. Oh
But
my gosh.
so you can fit the pretty much the whole country in Texas. Texas has the eighth largest GDP in the world. So a state has a bigger economy than most countries in the world.
Which is wild.
Countries are there in the world. It's like 100 and something.
Yeah, it's a lot of countries.
So number 8, top 10. Obviously, it's known for oil and gas historically, but there's a massive movement of tech coming to Texas and services. So obviously, Austin has Elon Musk has built a gigafactory there. They're coming to Houston as well. I'm trying to think what other things. Dallas is the probably the most known city.
Really?
When you think of Texas, you think of that. Like outside of the country,
I have a bias. I love
for
Houston.
Houston. Well, me too. Me too. For the sports fans there, people think Dallas Cowboys.
That is true.
Houston has a football team. Should know it. I think was it the Texas Titans.
I'm not sure what it's called.
Yeah, yeah. So sorry, my I'm not
I'm not sure what it's
fully
called.
engulfed in American sports, but football for me is still football the way the rest of the world knows it. Other interesting facts. Fourth largest city in the country.
Fourth largest.
I think everybody's moving to Texas.
Everyone's moving to Texas.
Well, Texas and Florida, but everybody is
Everyone's
moving
moving.
from places like California and New York. There's a lot of space. Cost of living
It's cheaper.
is definitely
It's
cheaper than
Way cheaper.
a lot of states. We have no state income tax. Although I hear people say that the property tax is high, but does one offset the other? Possibly. Food. We haven't even touched on food.
We haven't even touched on food.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have to say though, this idea of how large, well, not just the idea, but the reality of how big Texas is was very scary for me when I moved here. I remember moving from Oklahoma and getting to College Station, which is a small city.
Yes.
If a small town compared to, a big city like Houston, and feeling like this is too much. Because you could see one person and you'd never see them again for the rest of your life. Because A&M also is the fourth largest school university in the country. I believe it's still number 4 or it's somewhere in there.
Massive.
Top 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Top 10. So very big.
And it takes up a lot of College Station too.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole of College Station is pretty much Texas A&M University.
It's a college town for sure.
It really is. So it was very scary for me and very, very I wasn't used to it. I was used to Tulsa. Just knew everybody and
cozy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I didn't like it.
Whereas for me, it's perfect. It's perfect. Like I can't speak highly enough about it. Growing up in London, London's tiny. So we ride the bus everywhere, we ride the train everywhere.
Yeah.
You can literally, I guess only a Houstonian might know this, but to go from downtown Houston to Katy, Texas is about 30 miles.
Katy.
Katy is
He's so
one of the
British.
suburbs. So you've got
Katy.
Katy, you've got Fulshire behind Katy, you've got Sugarland, you've got Cyprus. You can go as far up as Cornrow and
The
the
Woodlands.
Woodlands. You know, if you still want to say that's counted as Houston.
Houston, technically.
But just from downtown to Katy, one of the suburbs, it's about 30 miles.
Mm-hmm.
You can go from this like South London all the way to the top of London in that same distance. Mind you, that Katy to downtown is about 40 minutes
45
on a good day, on average. Day. Yeah, 40
traffic
minutes.
Traffic is really bad right now.
Yeah,
it's
traffic
right behind us. Yeah. So it's looking crazy.
In the rush hour, it's probably an hour. But whereas in London, that same 30-mile stretch would take you easy an hour and a half.
Wow.
London's far more walkable. So I guess from a fitness standpoint, it probably is better to walk more. Yes. But the weather in London is terrible. So it's a trade-off. Yes. Yeah, I don't mind driving everywhere. I honestly don't. Save the planet, people. Come for me. Like, I like walking. I do like walking.
The walking.
Yes.
The walking. What's it called? Culture.
Yes.
Of England.
Yes,
I like it a lot.
But we do it because it just. Firstly, the roads are so small that you probably get there quicker anyway.
Yeah.
And the cost of driving in London is crazy. We have the congestion charge. They just introduced that in New York,
you
actually.
Told me.
Be interested to see how that goes. So, well, let's go to the food because again, that's Oof. As you can see, the
food in Texas. You know what? I love the fact that Texas, well, Houston, because we're talking about Houston specifically, because that's where we live. But I just love the fact that
we did say everything's bigger in Texas.
So yeah, everything's bigger in Texas, but I just
more Houston.
Yeah, I love the fact that Houston reminds me of Nigeria, especially regarding food.
Yes. Okay.
So there's tons of African stores, tons of African Nigerian restaurants, and
tons of Nigerians. It probably has one of the biggest Nigerian
populations in the country for sure.
Yeah.
So tons of Nigerians, and it just feels like home. Yeah. I just love how I can walk into Wazobia and I can just get all my usual things. I like my yams and all my plantain and all these different. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that, and it just makes me feel like it feels like home. But I do miss Nigerian food though. I have to say, I miss my soursop.
I'm split.
And my avocados that don't look like. First of all, why do watermelons look like both of our heads together? Texas. Texas. Why does it look so big?
Because everything's bigger in Texas.
What?
Everything's bigger in Texas. We won't go into the intricacies of it.
Oh
my I know
God.
that the health freaks out there will be like, oh
yes.
It's genetically modified, yada, yada, yada. Fine, don't eat. But no, be healthy, be healthy. Yes, be healthy. It's do it. Vegan couscous, yes, yes. sounds delicious.
I'm a healthy food connoisseur. To say
for me, it's a little different. The Nigerian population is huge, but because Houston is so big, like with London, you can literally bump into Nigerians like on every street corner. With Houston, you have more of a choice of if you want to be inconspicuous, you can. If you want to be engulfed in the Nigerian scene, and I say it as a whole, but even within the Nigerian kind of community, there are different communities.
Yeah.
You have that choice, which I like. I'm definitely a fan of Nigerian food. Well, I guess it's limited to mostly rice. Rice.
Yes, he loves his jollof rice, his plantain,
fried rice, rice and stew, coconut rice.
Yeah, rice.
So even that is bigger here because I tell you, go to a Nigerian restaurant in London, it's like a Japanese portion.
You said so.
But the price Texas too portions. Is massive. But here it's the flip. The portion's massive, the price is, and they just pile it on. I love it. I really do.
The
I
beef
love it so much. The beef is good.
I don't eat meat.
The beef is good. Both from a Nigerian food standpoint and just generally Texas is known for barbecue. Texas
barbecue.
And it's brisket, ribs, everything.
Love. Good old barbecue.
I'm not one for fancy restaurants, I couldn't care less for them.
Date
I could
nights,
not care
honestly,
less for
at
a
this
fancy
point,
restaurant.
anywhere and
it's
everywhere.
more about the ambiance and the food. Whereas in Texas, you'll find nice spots where you see people queuing. No gimmicks, no thrills, but the food, amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing. So
really good food.
But I guess I would say, how does that transition then on this kind of notion that everything is bigger in Texas to other aspects of life? Now, this is a bit of a metaphor, but hopes, dreams, ambitions.
Do you know what? I not as you just said that. What comes to mind is I definitely feel like moving here and living here has made me think bigger. All of a sudden, I just feel I can do so much more.
Yeah.
However, there's something about being in Nigeria that makes me want to execute quicker. And I don't know if that's because I struggle to build a community here. Now that I feel like we have a community, it feels a little different, a little easier. But I would say that definitely Texas, it forces you to think outside of the box, get uncomfortable with being in your comfort zone because there's just so much opportunity. In so many different areas.
And I would even add to that as well. Coming from London, like I said, London's tiny. London is very developed, and Houston is developed, but there's so much opportunity. It kind of gives that understanding of the what they call the American dream, where anybody can do anything. And my passion, my love has always been real estate. I've been literally desperately trying to get my hands into various aspects of real estate, and I'm actively doing various aspects of real estate. But a lot of the things that I'm doing here would be much tougher in England, just because, or I'm going to say in England, in London, because of the cost. London is more comparable to LA or New York in terms of price points for real estate. And so you find yourself needing more money to get to play. Versus here, I remember when I first came, I saw you could buy a piece of land for, at the time, this is 2020, $35,000.
Yeah.
You can't buy land for $35,000 in London. No. Probably in most of England, actually. You just you can't. Well, you probably could, but you couldn't do anything on it. But here, you could buy 35,000. You could buy 5,000 square feet of land, which is, I think, don't quote me, maybe we'll add this, but I think it's about 400 square meters.
Okay, now you've lost me because I don't know
I'm just trying to convert it. You know what? Let me convert it in real time. Yeah, 464. So 464 square meters. And you can build 3 townhouses on that. You couldn't, people would think you're crazy in London. So that prospect of a lower entry point to play in the market, there's so many people at a mom and pop entry level or in that category who are able to do it as a community. And there's so much land both in the city and further out. I mean, our dream is to build, well, a couple of things.
Yeah. But tell us, as you're talking about this, tell us about Ile, please. We want to hear it.
So
now that we're here.
So I was going to say, our dream is Tamara's really tapped into this dream of country living.
Yes.
Buying a couple of acres and having our house on it and having some horses and stuff. And that's definitely a dream and a vision for the future.
Ladies, buy into your husband's dreams.
Buy into
you
it.
Have to.
Buy into it. Buy into his vision. But I also want to build like a mini subdivision.
You do.
I've worked with a developer over the past couple of years who is currently working on one project that's 200 houses in a subdivision, another one that is 80 units in a subdivision. And it's really opened my eyes to what's possible. And they've been doing this for about 6 years. Yeah. So it doesn't take that much time. There's creative ways to finance these things and really kind of build generational wealth.
Right.
And so that's really something that I want us to tap into, hopefully over the next, 5 years as well. But my company, we are new. We are focused in new construction and renovation projects. And this is as much me speaking by faith as it is by fact because we are new. I have spent the past couple of years trying to get into the market and finally got into the market and done 2 rehab projects, working on some new construction. But in the next couple of years, partnering with investors, capital partners, the Texas dream, the ambition of just seeing what's possible has really driven me to say, okay, how can I get investors where we can just buy land? Even if we can't build, maybe we buy an acre, but we can only build an acre can do 12 houses. We start with 3 and we work up and we just keep buying. Maybe we keep some, we sell some, just different things.
Yeah.
And really build this company. And you know, I know you should always keep your vision tight and stuff, but I just have these kind of ideas. Speaking of the Nigerian community, of saying, "Hey guys, let's build a subdivision.
Yeah.
You know, let's all put some money and build a subdivision. You know, I can manage that, and people can have their own plots and build houses on it, and we have a HOA, so we don't end up like, unfortunately, some estates back home where you have a lime green house next to a pink house, next to this, next to that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really,
Doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
Aesthetically, doesn't look good.
But real estate, yeah. So just seeing the size and the sheer scale of what's happening here. Houston's much bigger than oil and gas. Texas is much bigger than oil and gas. Tech is coming here. IT is coming here.
Real
Manufacturing
estate is not
been
going
here. Real estate
anywhere.
is not going anywhere.
No,
Like I said, fourth largest country and fourth largest city in the country. There's so much land on so many projects. The next World Cup 2026 is going to be in the States. So there's a lot of opportunities. Houston is one of the host cities. Dallas is one of the host cities as well. So a lot of opportunity, but it's really it's helped me to really broaden my horizon and what's possible. Like I mentioned, living in Dubai, living in England, living in Nigeria. I always wanted to do real estate, but I didn't think I could because I just didn't have the money. I didn't know where to start. So I put that dream on the shelf for a while. And just coming here and seeing the scale of what people are doing with very little or starting small, but starting small here is bigger than in most places, has really made me feel it's possible.
It
you
is.
know, and even though it's still early days, building a business, getting investors with good, favorable terms.
Side note.
General side note, exactly. But there's a lot of opportunity in Houston. I'm a fan. I'm an ambassador. I would advise people to move here.
Yeah.
Although
everybody move here. Everybody move to Texas.
Move to Texas. We love it.
We joke with our friends and everyone that lives out of Texas. We have friends that live in different parts of the world. We say to them, we're gonna pray you into Texas so that you can come and live here.
I think my wife would literally love to have all her best
everybody
friends as neighbors.
Everybody.
In our subdivision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's the same for me. I'd love to literally be down the road from childhood friends, people I grew up with.
That's how we grew up too. That's how we grew up in Nigeria.
Yeah, we grew up in communities of friends. Yeah,
yeah,
it's true. It's true. And it's not just about being neighbors, but also about building together.
Yeah.
Generationally, because oftentimes you're like with us as well, and our parents growing up together, we our friends were our parents' friends, kids, and that kind of,
that's what we want.
That cycle. It is beautiful. It takes time, it takes years. And the reality is sometimes friends fall out. These things happen, but generally you want to have that community so that, hey, it's date night, no worries. The kids are next door with friends and just kind of bring back that neighborhood element to things. So Texas has the space, and we don't have to be neighbors where literally I walk out here. There's so much space. Everybody can have their own acre so that, if you're having a party, you're over there.
You're a little far away, so it's like
there's space.
You're close enough.
Close, but not too close.
But not too close. So, tell us, if someone was listening to you right now and they're saying, "Oh, I like this."
turning this into a plug.
No. But I think it's important though, because I don't want you to just breeze through it. Because my husband, he will just say, "Oh yeah, this is what I do." Moving on. No. If someone was listening to you right now and they said, "Well, I live in Texas already. I want to partner in this real estate thing. I don't know too much about it, and I want to partner with what you're doing." With Ile, how do they get in touch with you? What do they need to do? And before even what do they need to do, I guess, what is the mindset that people need to start having? Because I think it's important that we start there.
Yes.
Before you decide that you want to partner with someone, hearing what they're doing and you say you're interested, what does your mind where does your mindset need to be
Right.
in order for you to be able to partner, with a vision like this?
Be open, be willing to learn, and be patient.
Yes.
Real estate takes time. To do a new development in Houston, whether it's one house or three houses on one lot, you're looking at a total turnaround of a year to 14 months. Between finding the land, permitting itself could take 4 to 6 months. The building time can take 4 to 6 months. So, and then you still got to sell it as well. And it depends on the market. We've got a property that's been on the market now since October last year.
Mm.
So we're coming on a couple of months. It does take time. Some people can sell a property before it's finished. And when I say some people, it's not necessarily a skill. They just a buyer comes up. Sometimes it might take a month, 2 months, 3 months. So there's got to be that patient capital.
Yeah.
You've got to be in for the long term. It's not just, yes, you're flipping in the sense that buy land, you build and you flip it, i.e. sell it, but it takes time. It's not bringing container into the country, sell the goods in 3 months, go and buy another one, like that. Yes, I get that can be done quicker, but it requires patient capital. There's risk as well. So don't see it as a get money, get rich quick scheme. It takes time. I think over 80% of America's billionaires, the majority of their money is in real estate. It's for a reason.
Yeah.
And these guys, yes, young people, they're young, wealthy people. These guys have built this up over decades. It can happen sooner, obviously, with more money, but it will still take time. So, but yeah, my company is called Elay by RW. Started up as a little passion project. That's ILE by RW. And it's on Instagram
Yeah.
at Elay by RW.
Leave all the links.
Put all the links, and we're growing. Just reach out. I think is what I'd say. Reach out.
Yeah.
I'm growing. I'm figuring things out as well, and that's entrepreneurship. So reach out, and I'd love to talk to you and see what can come of it. I think
Yay.
that's what I would say. Yeah.
Let's, what just crossed my mind? The health, the healthy living culture, or I guess what just crossed my mind is the diet culture in Texas. Diet, gym.
Yeah, so Texas will also surprise you. I remember when we were getting married. So me and my groomsmen, one of the things we did just before the wedding is we went, just hanging out, drinks and stuff. We went to a gun range because
Oh
obviously
yeah, that's
London
another
boys,
thing
we
about
don't have
Texas.
guns. I was like, okay, let's try something that
Fun to
Texas
do,
is
of
known
course.
for. Guns. So we went to a shooting range, and I'll never forget this image has stuck with me. We were on the range. I think I had shot before, but I mean, I'd shot maybe a couple of months before, so I had some experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they just kind of showed us how to use the guns. And this lady pulls up in Asics, like running gear, and she
Wow.
has this like bag, literally like a pull pull bag,
Mm.
a pull stick bag, tall, literally on her shoulder, and she brings it out and starts putting together this rifle.
Oh my God.
And as men, we just look like what, like, because again, truth be told, there's a stereotype, there's a profile. You think shooters, cowboy boots,
Yeah.
cowboy hats, and beards and stuff. This lady looked like she just done maybe a 10K run, and she came and assembled this thing like Black Widow in the Avengers, or it's like some female assassin. And I was like, wow. And it
Wow.
hit me because I started to notice as well, there's what you think Texans are like, and they do exist. There's also another breed of Texas. And granted, maybe some of them are people that moved from places like California,
Mm.
but they very much kind of incorporated that Texas style
Yeah.
living. So she could be vegan, but
Yeah.
she's a vegan assassin.
That's a good one.
She
It's actually
could
a good
be,
one.
she does her Pilates and her yoga and her Bikram yoga
Yeah.
and whatever, but she could take you out from about 3 miles away with about 3% precipitation. 1.5 miles visibility in the sky and wind speeds of
Oh
2.5, literally, like, and you wouldn't know, like, it was I think it was probably how every man wishes their daughter would end up like. It was like a dream.
God.
You can be pretty, but let them know that, if they mess with you, you don't even have to call your dad. So, sorry, getting personal here, but
Must be like, do you want us to just continue?
yeah,
You wanna keep this
yeah, no,
going?
no, I'll leave it there.
But yeah,
So,
Texas does have a big gym culture,
yes,
big fitness culture,
yes, yeah.
and I'm someone who has I've been working out for a very long time, inconsistently, but I think for many years I've definitely spent time, you know, at
Shooting in the gym.
you know what's interesting? My aunt sent me a message today about how I showed her how to do squats a few years ago.
There you
And she
go.
was saying how you used to lock your knees and it wasn't the right way. And I said to her, oh, yeah, that's true. TJ was saying to me today that, not today, but TJ always
Says
pointed
about
out
locking your
at the
knees.
gym that,
Yeah.
I lock my knees. And so, anyways, all that to just say that I've definitely developed more of a gym culture while being here
Yeah.
compared to when I lived in Nigeria. I didn't go to the gym much.
So, and it has those reminiscence of, or those kind of, it resembles a New York, a California, Miami.
Yeah.
Sports is big here. Football is big in the South. American football, pickleball is on the up and coming. So people are embracing the healthy. I think also post pandemic as well, people have been more healthy.
Yeah.
And so you kind of see, like, just don't look at Texas or Houston in that stereotypical sense. I've spoken to people who are like, "Oh my God, but what about school killings and stuff? Those things are messed up. I'll be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
but there's
Horrible.
so much more to
So
this
much more.
place, so much more, and I wouldn't let that let you take Houston out of the equation. It's a place to strive, to be ambitious, young people doing big things.
Yeah.
You can be health conscious here. You can go to your Whole Foods and buy your avocados and couscous and
Next time
whatever
we'll tell
else
you
you
guys
guys eat
about
in
our
Whole
whole
Foods.
food
Or you can go for your
experience.
Texas barbecue and actually have some proper food. Or the Breakfast Club. There's so much
Yeah.
stuff. Food. Or you can drive down to Austin for the Formula One. There's so many different things. And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Should we wrap it up?
let's wrap it up.
Awesome. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this. We wanted to just, you know, bring some more people into Texas. And I think we've done that with this
Yeah, it was a small pitch.
yeah, just a small pitch.
Small pitch.
Thank you guys for
Thank you.
watching. And we will see you in our next episode. Yeah.
Yep. Peace. Peace.